What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a beautiful but modern workbench. Let's get into the video. So this table is going to be a 3x6. I think that's going to work perfectly in this shop and give me enough space to move around. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start off by cutting 8 2x4s, and they're going to be used for the legs, and they're going to be cut to 28 inches. All right, now that we have all 8 of our legs cut, we're gonna put some pocket holes in 4 of these legs, and they're gonna connect and kind of make a 90-degree with the other leg. Now, the way that I'm gonna build this is kind of top up. I wanna make sure that it's level. So what I'm gonna do is make the bottom box of this table, and I need to cut out 2 long aprons and 2 short aprons that are going to go in between the legs. And I'm going to use shims to make sure that the ground is level as I'm connecting all of these aprons together. So now I got the 2 pieces of the long apron for the top. Now I need to do 2 short aprons for the sides, and they're going to be 36 inches long. So this is what the top of the table is going to look like. And eventually, after we're done pocket holing all of these corners, we're going to go ahead and put 3 strips of 2x4 in the middle to give it some support, as well as adding 8 2x4s, 2 to each corner and the inside, to support this table as legs. All right, so what I did here was I'm trying to make sure that the top of this table is level. So what I did was add a clamp as well as a square to keep it level, as well as ensure the square was perfect. So now we have a level square corner. I'm going to do these to the other 4 corners, and then we'll have the top part of this table done. A little difficult, but we got this all squared up, and the bottom is completely flat. So the next stage is adding the legs. All right, guys, so we got all 4 of the legs up now. So the next thing that I'm going to do is cut out a 35 and 5/8. Now, this could be different for whatever size you make your table. I'm going to cut out crossbars to put onto the front of the table, but this is what we got so far. These legs are held together with glue and some decking screws. Now the next thing that I want to do is cut out the crossbars for the top of the table, which is currently flipped upside down. For me, it was about 35 inches, but depending on your lumber, it could be bowed a little bit. It could be a little bit different from that. So make sure that you measure first and then make your cuts, because that's what matters really. All right, guys, so I just finished putting in the cross joints on the table. And now the next thing that I want to do is put the bottom aprons. This is where the bottom of the table is going to sit. Let me show you what I did. So you can see here, I have 3 cross joints, and they're all measured for me at about 15 3/4. So I got my lower aprons here, and I went ahead and put some pocket holes on this end, pocket holes on that end, and I'm going to simply place it here about 2 inches down. I'm also going to add some glue on the end of these just to give it a little extra support. So now we have both of the long bottom aprons cut, and I just leveled them with a tri-square on the bottom to make sure that they're flat. Remember, this is where the bottom of the table is going to lay, so you want that flat. I held it up with some clamps and leveled it out. All right, now that we have the large aprons on, the next thing that we're going to do is add some caster wheels that I found on Amazon that have self-leveling to them, because my floor is just not even. So I want to make sure that I have a level table when I'm working. The bottom is going to be 1/4 inch plywood, and then on top of that is MDF. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put some T-track on the top of this table eventually, and I want the plywood to catch the screws. And then on the bottom, which is here, now that the bottom crossbars are up, the next thing to do is add the stain of your choice. All right, guys, now that we have the bottom supports on, I went ahead and sanded. Now you can choose the sand of your choice, but I just sanded all of the sections of this table that are going to be seen once I drop the tabletops on them. The next thing that we have to do is add 4 pieces of slab that I just measured, because I'm going to put them on the top of here to give the caster wheels that I bought a little bit more support. So these are the wheels that I actually bought. I got them off Amazon. They were $40 for 4, so it's a good deal. These are self-leveling, so all you have to do is turn this, and this foot down here will come out so that you have level ground on your table to work with. And if you want it up, just put them up, and then you can roll the table. All right, and here we just added a coat of lacquer, which is what I prefer to use, as well as some black spray paint. This is just going to be for the bottom of the table. And as you can see, it came out really nice. I like the clean black look personally. A lot of people will comment, well, what if it gets dirty? That's okay. I think it looks sleek, so I wanted to use it. Now for the trim, I just got some 1x4 from the lumberyard. I'm going to cut that down to 1 inch to match the outside and use that as trim. Now before I add the trim, I want to put on the lacquer coating on the MDF first, as well as paint it. This way when I stain the trim, it looks nice going around it, and I don't have to worry about taping it up or getting any paint on there or anything like that. So after this coat of lacquer, I just went ahead and put a coat of black spray paint. And then after that was done, we were ready for the trim. So just a couple quick points to make when you are adding a spray paint to MDF. Don't put it on too strong in certain spots. That was a mistake I'd made. I kind of put, blotches, which I had to sand down to 320 to redo. So make sure you don't do that. The MDF likes to suck up in certain spots for some reason. So be cautious of that, as well as using the same spray paint. Obviously, you want to stay with the same consistency, whether that is like a satin or a gloss, or else you'll have mismatch all over your table. But ultimately, I think it came out great. And here is the final picture of it. All right, guys, the next step here is to cut all of the trim off. I used 1x4 and cut it down to 1 inch by 3 1/4, which is going to be the top part. And then I did a 45-degree miter on each side and just cut them to length. Now I'm going to add the stain of my choice that I want to use, and then we'll see how it looks afterwards. So what I did here was just took a glue brush, put some glue, wood glue, on to the trim, and then went over it with the paintbrush to make sure I got all of the edges evenly. And then after that, I just added some brad nails. Actually, I have a pin nailer, which is what I prefer, to secure it while the glue dries. And that was the final step, guys. It came out pretty good. You could see the paint was still drying. It's all nice and matte black now. If you guys would like to see more videos, subscribe to DIY with Tom. Now, guys, I'm going to be doing videos very often, very soon, kind of the same concepts, the DIY stuff that we can build in the woodworking shop. And I just want to let you guys know that there's a lot more content coming. And if that is what you're interested in, hit that subscribe button.